Hi, and welcome to the first made possible series of Polish for Brexiteers. Now, why? Why do Brexiteers need to learn Polish? Well, first thing, absolute warning, uwaga, Polish is hard. I mean, it's really hard. I speak German, and it's a walk in the park to learn compared to Polish. But that said, Poland is a great place to live, visit. Business is booming, and they have been in the EU's naughty chair, so respect for that, and it's a bit of fun. Okay, so let's just have a bit of fun and just see what kind of Polish would a Brexiteer need to learn. So here are some basic phrases. First of all, if you need to say hello to people, dzień dobry, if you in a formal sense, or if it's the evening, dobry wieczór. We need to say just hi to a friend, cześć. Saying goodbye, if it's good night, dobranoc, or more generally, do widzenia. If you need to say please, and you should be polite, proszę. Please can also be meaning here you are, there you go. Somebody you want to offer a seat to someone, you point to seat, say proszę. If you need to ask for something, poproszę plus the word you're after. So, for example, poproszę piwo, a beer, please. If you don't know what it's called in your toys, poproszę to and pointing often gets you quite a long way. To say thank you, dziękuję, and obviously yes and no are important. So yes is tak, and no is nie. Nie, as in like in niet in Russian, nie in Polish. Okay? So what else might help you along? Przepraszam. I'm sorry, or excuse me. Be careful with this one. Przepraszam. Explosive on lips. Not zapraszam. That's welcome. I welcome you. I was wondering why the girl behind the counter was saying I'm sorry for the first 6 months I was here. She was saying zapraszam. I thought she was saying przepraszam. So remember, if you're saying sorry, przepraszam. If you don't know, nie wiem. If you want to admit to not being able to speak Polish, nie mówię po polsku. I don't understand, nie rozumiem. And of course, most important of all, na zdrowie. Na zdrowie. Cheers. Also, you say it when people sneeze, because it means to health. Now, let's get to the Brexiteer Pacific stuff. You might want to insult some people. I know, people have been annoying. Now, the most common, probably Polish insult you need to know is kurwa. It's actually used in a lot of ways, and I'll put a link to a video below on the more advanced aspects of corvering. But its literal meaning is whore, but also can stand for the F word, the S word, depending on the context, and sometimes can even be used as a comma. So, for example, na przykład. If you want to insult Donald Tusk, I'm not saying you should, but if you wanted to insult Donald Tusk, you could say Donald Tusk to kurwa. And if you wanted to say that about maybe a large organisation, perhaps the European Union, UE song kurwy. That little the tail at the bottom of the A. That's ong. So UE song kurwy. And again, apologies for my bad pronunciation. I have been learning Polish seriously for only 6 months. Now, let's get to some difficult questions. Maybe questions you might, I don't know, some EU politician naming no Polish speaking one, naming no names Donald. You may want to ask them some tricky questions. So if you're being polite, you might say, przepraszam pan Tusk, co jest amber gold? Which translates to me as, excuse me, Mr. Tusk, what is amber gold? And you may also wish to ask at this point, a dlaczego twój syn pracował tam? Why was your son working there? Now, for those of you who don't know the context, because there's very little in the English-speaking press, there was a bank, a financial services company, which turned out to be a Ponzi scheme, and a lot of people lost their money. Donald Tusk's son was more directly linked. There is an official investigation going there. Mr. Tusk himself has also been dragged into the inquiry as well. Now, I'm not going, if you want to know more, I'll put a link to possibly a summary article below. Remember, a lot of this is still in process. People haven't gone to jail yet. They may not. They may be exonerated. But it's not a comfortable question. Now, you might also want to ask some more difficult statements. And, of course, our good friend Mr. Tusk has said some rather unfortunate statements about cherries. You shouldn't really troll the British Prime Minister and not expect to come back. So, I think the first phrase you may wish to learn to know is Donald Tusk nie będzie miał wiśni. Donald Tusk will not have cherries, which he probably won't if the entire Brexit thing blows up, turns chaos in the EU, and the Poles feel the benefit, because he may regret that trolling moment if he does. And you may want to know about his little health statement. I would probably respond, Wypiękne jest personalnie mieć dla obludnych hipokrytów z UE. Again, apologies for any so-so pronunciation. Polish is a difficult language to master. There is a special place in hell for smug EU hypocrites. Again, that may be a statement Brexiteers may wish to lose in Polish. As of recording, we still haven't left. If we don't ever leave, then one Polish word you may wish to know about is manifestacja. Manifestacja, a demonstration, which is sometimes why when you hear Polish English language news reports from Poland, they'll talk about there being a manifestation outside the embassy. They are not evoking evil spirits. No, not even for the people's vote. A lot. They mean as a demonstration. So manifestacja. Okay, and of course people may get very annoyed and decide to copy the French. Not saying you should. But if you were to, you may wish to ask, gdzie może kupić złotą kamizelkę? Gdzie mogę kupić złotą kamizelkę? Where can I buy a yellow vest? And of course, a very important word in Polish is around demonstrations, is prowokacja, a provocation. It was definitely a known tactic during the communist times, and there have been accusations about it with the early Independence Day marches some years ago, that the powers that be would get the police involved, have some undercover officers, provoke people into a fight, set up an incident to make the march look bad, etc. And of course, you don't want to do that. So, anyone, any kind, if you were to go in demonstration, is no violence, please. Be careful, don't get provoked. And remember, the Polish term for this is prowokacja. So finally, what might happen after Brexit, when we eventually get there? I can't see it not happening eventually, personally, but it may take some time. The establishment doesn't like it, that much is clear. And, there's this little bit of that kind of people voted for it, and they kind of expect it to be done. Risk, potential for some problems here. I hope not. I hope that everything goes smoothly and the people is sorted out, but there is definitely one word you probably will need to learn after Brexit, if there's a very annoyed population who feel that perhaps their elected representatives and the machinery of government have not been acting in their interests or exercising their will, is the Polish word lustracja. Translates as lustration. You're thinking, lustration? Okay, in Central Eastern Europe, it probably would be more accurately translated as decommunisation. Okay, so it's about after that. And actually, in Central Eastern Europe, the decommunisation never really properly happened. Long discussion about why it did not. But it's definitely the idea of removing the troublesome parts of the old regime. In other words, to lustrate, take its Latin root, is to cleanse or purify, which is perhaps what purge even might be a more accurate translation. The English verb being to lustrate. But lustracja probably is more easily thought of as being Polish for draining the swamp. At the end of that, thank you very much, and remember, it is a bit of fun, so no nightmares or any misunderstandings, because this is just a giggle. Okay, thank you very much.